So this is the Honda Rancher 420 TRX. This is a 19, but I think it applies to many of the models. Hard shifting fix. So first thing you want to do is drain all your oil out. Let it drain until it stops dripping. Drain all the oil out of it. Second thing you want to do is get AMSOIL 4-stroke 040. And it's got to say MA. The JSO, where the heck is it? Says it right here. JSO MA2. Whatever oil you run, even if you decide not to run this, but I highly suggest you do, it's got to say JSO MA. And this one is 040 synthetic, and they use like some kind of level 4 synthetic stock, which is better than even Mobil 1. So then once you've drained the oil, take your filter out, put a new filter in, put this oil in. I think it holds mine held 3.15 quarts. This manual says 2.9, but mine held 3.2. Make sure it's on a level surface when you check it, and your dipstick would be, you don't screw it in, but you put it into the threads, and it should be to the full. So on that part, there's the oil part. The second part that you have to do, and you're looking in the side hatch here, right there, on the front of the motor, you'll see there it is, down there, right above my finger. There's a screw with a nut stay on the outside, right there. That's on the front of the motor. You loosen that screw, and you can see how far mine is sticking out, the screw. You loosen the nut, and then you screw that screw out till it hits. And then the manual says you screw it back in a quarter turn, 1/4 turn. And I found that between a quarter turn and contact, there's some real fine adjustment. And what you need to do, and I think mine's backed off about a 1/16 of a turn. So I made it till it touch, and then you can still feel a little bit of tension as you're backing it off, but it almost goes to slack, and that's where I stopped and tightened it. And through a couple rides down the road, that's where it ended up being in the best position. So maybe a 1/16 of a turn, and then lock it. And you don't need to cinch it down real tight. So, and hold it with a screwdriver while you cinch it so it doesn't turn. And those two things fixed my hard shifting. And then the last thing I did was I put a piece of fuel hose, which in a sense moved my throttle down a little bit more so that the fulcrum of my foot lifting that up had more leverage. And now the slack when I adjusted that clutch is less, probably about half as much. And it is moving on the spline back there, so there's just a little bit of play in that shaft. When it warms up, that actually gets less. So when it's cold, it's more. I guess things expand. But it's just smooth as butter now. Going into neutral and coming out of neutral into first were stiff, and going from first to neutral to reverse was stiff. And actually all the gears were stiff. But especially when it's warmed up, it's smooth as butter and everything shifts right. So that's the oil you need, and that's how to fix it. So at least on my bike, that's how to fix it.